Hello there, welcome to Microsoft Excel tutorial class by Good News Information Technologies. I'm excited, I hope you are, for the class today. What is Microsoft Excel? Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet program developed by Microsoft, the popular company that made Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, Publisher, and all the likes. Microsoft Excel is the focus of today's class. What are some of the uses of Microsoft? We can use Microsoft Excel to prepare accounting calculations. We can use Microsoft Excel for financial reports. We can use it to prepare salary payrolls. We can use it to plot graph after data analysis. We can as well use Microsoft Excel to manage some other office operations. Microsoft Excel is often called spreadsheet. Why do we call it spreadsheet? We call it spreadsheet because it looks like a ledger sheet. It is made up of rows and columns. These rows and columns made it easy for us to manipulate data using Microsoft Excel. You will see the arrow in my video on your screen showing cell address and formula bar. In the cell address, it shows you wherever your cursor is located. The boxes that are there shows the cell. Each data is always located in a cell, and the cell where you are is what the cell address will show you. In the cell address you have there on your screen, you can see A1 showing that we are in column 1, row 1. Columns are always denoted in letters, while rows are denoted in numbers. What do we know as formula bar? Formula bar is always located close to the cell address. You can see that arrow there on your screen. Why will you know a formula bar? When you are entering a formula in Microsoft Excel, it is shown in the formula bar. What are some of the things we can do with Microsoft Excel? What do we use Microsoft Excel for? In the next 10 steps we are going to take, I will show you how to be up and running, and you also be a pro using Microsoft Excel. Number one thing we want to do is to use Microsoft Excel for addition. How can we use Microsoft Excel to add some data together? Having mastered your cell name, the next thing you have to do is to enter the information you want to use on Microsoft Excel. You can add numeric data and other type of data. On your screen you will see that I put up some fruits there. Apples bought for 50 naira, oranges, banana, lemon, and then in the second aspect you can see meat, different type of meat, beef, chicken, pork, and fish. If I'm to add the amount together automatically, what am I supposed to do? I must enter a formula so that Microsoft Excel will quickly help me to add it together. What am I to do? You just pick the cell name. One of the first things you have to do is to use the equal sign. Equal sign. When you put in equal sign and then you now say equals to, for example, if your data is in B2, B3, B4 and B5, then you add it together. You say equals to B2 plus B3 plus B4, and then by the time you press the enter key, it turns out to give you the sum, the addition of all the cell, the values or the figures in the cell. If you make any changes in the values, you discover that it will also be automatically updated. Can you try to do that now? You can also do that by using equals to sum. You can say equals to sum. Then when you say equals to sum, and then you now define the cell by using a column. For example, you can say equals to sum D4 to C10. That's where all your values are entered. all your values are entered. Let's do a small calculation together now. Okay, now we want to use Microsoft Excel to calculate the quantity in stock for Chatto Superstores, who is into beverages. They sell beverages. We want to see, as you can see there, for Fanta they sell it at 1,008 per carton, 7 of 1,750, Malta Go 2,450, and they have 45 packs of Fanta in stock, while they have 20 packs of 7-Up in stock, and they have 78 of Malta Gold in stock. And then for Minda they have 1,950 in stock. How do we know the total beverage they have in stock? If we have to sum it together, one thing you should know, or you should consider, is that the value is entered into which column, what cell name, what is cell name. The one denoted as 45, if you look at the cell name, you discover that it is in H3. The one also denoted as 20 is located in what, H4. The data for 78, what is the cell name? You discover that it is H5, and that 15 is where is in H6. So if we are to do the summation together, we want to look at the addition together. What are we supposed to do from what we just learned? What you simply do is to say equals to H3 plus H4 plus what? What will you do? You start from H3 plus H4 plus H5 plus H6. That's what you're going to do. I'll enter it now so that you can see. Once you use your equals to sign, you discover, you see equals to H3 plus H4 plus H5 plus H6. If you have entered it correctly, it will have been highlighted for you automatically. And the next thing for you to do is just to smash in your enter key. When you smash in your enter key, you discover that the answer turns up. Wow, it means that we have 158 beverage cartons in Chatto Superstore. How do we know the value of all these beverages? If we are to know the value, it means we are going to use the multiplication formula. How can we use the multiplication formula? So in order to be able to discover the value of the beverage, we are going to use the formula. You say equals to G3 multiplied by H3. How did I get that multiplication? You just use star. Star can be derived from shift 8. Shift 8, you just say equals to G3, wherever the cell name is, wherever the data is. Don't forget, always use the data. Use the cell address. You can see in the formula bar here, you can see that I have equals to G3 multiplied by A3. G3 multiplied by A3. So for Chatto Superstore now, what is the value of Fanta? What is the value of Fanta in that store? The value of Fanta in that store is what? Is 81,000 naira. If I want to know the value of other products, the total value of all the products, or the value of 7-Up, the value of Malta Gold, the value of Minda, I don't need to actually press the formula again. What I need to simply do is to come here. There's a rectangle here. Can you see the rectangle? You just come to the rectangle, my cursor has changed to plus, and then you highlight it, and then you drag it down. You drag it down. Once it changes to positive, what you make sure you do is to ensure that you drag it down. You drag it down. Look at what I'm going to do now. Look at what I'm going to do now. You drag it down. You drag it down. You can see the value for 7-Up is 35,000. Okay, let's go ahead and see how we can drag that column down again. That arrow down. The value, to turn it up. Okay, yes, the value for Minda is what? Is 29,250. 29,250. So now how can I know the total sum of the value of all the products that I have there at Chatto Superstore? Who can tell me an idea? How do I go about it? What I will simply do is to just use the formula I used earlier on. I will just say equals to, then I can then say equals to sum, because now I have all the values in column I. In column I will say equals to sum, I'll open brackets, equals to sum. What do I want to add together? Equals to sum I what? Now where is my the first one is in I3. I will say I3, and then I will just say double column to what? Double column to what? I will then say where is the Mirinda, where is it? Is in I6. I will just say I6, and then the next thing is just for me to close my bracket. Once I close my bracket and then say enter, it means that the total value of what I have is 3,363,050 naira. That is the total value. So now in today's class we have been able to use Microsoft Excel to do addition and then multiplication. Before we go today, we want to look at how we can use Microsoft Excel to carry out simple subtraction. Okay, now on a particular day we want to add the date of that day. Now the storekeeper made some sales. How do we add the date into Excel? You will just say equals to, you can see that my cursor is already blinking, equals to, and then I will just add today, equals to today. Once I say equals to today, it will turn up the date of the day for me, equals to today, and then I press enter key. It will ask me to enter. By adding the date, I can now say that the date, for example 20th of June 2020, I want to know the quantity that is left after the storekeeper sold 5 Fanta. He also sold 12 7-Up cartons. He sold 33 Malta Gold, and then he sold 2 Mirinda. How do I know the quantity left? Simply what I will do to know the quantity left is just to use the equals to, and then I will look at it. The real quantity I have before was in IH3 for Fanta. I will just say equals to H3 minus, I will just say equals to H3 minus J3, and then by the time I press my enter key, the answer turns up to give me what? 40. The same thing I did earlier on. I will come now to the rectangle at towards my right hand side, and then I'll bring it down. As I'm turning it, it's going to be turning me the answer. You can see the answer, the quantity left for 7-Up is what? Is 8, while the quantity left for Fanta is 40. The same thing, I can go ahead again. I want to know the value of others. The quantity left for Malta Gold is 45, while the quantity left for Mirinda is how many? I have 13. I can now look for the sum of these values. What is the total sum of all the quantity of beverage that I have left? Initially it was 158, but what is the total sum now? After doing the calculation very well, now I have 106 cartons of beverage. You can see one of the achievements you've been able to learn today is to use Microsoft Excel for addition, subtraction. You have used it to prepare a report for Chatto Superstore. See you in the next class. I hope you enjoyed the class today. I'm excited. I hope you are.